Dear colleagues, clearly you are witnessing right now the biggest corruption cover-up in the history of the European Union. It is obvious that some political groups of this parliament want to defend and cover the abuses of the European Commission, but we should not ignore that us as MEP are accountable to the people, not to Ursula von der Leyen. For a fact, she should be accountable to us, but this committee and the European Parliament pulled all the strings, so she would not come and answer questions here in this committee. Regarding this report, it does not cover major aspects revealed in this committee. First, the report does not talk about the fact that the contracts were not fully shown to the members of this committee. Also, the report does not talk about the scandal related to the text messages between Ursula von der Leyen and Albert Bourla. Second, the report talks about these injections as being so-called safe and effective. But the Pfizer representative stated in this committee that they haven't tested their injections if they are stopping the transmission of the virus. Who support anymore such a baseless statement about these injections? Third, the report states that, and I quote, nothing was known about the SARS-CoV-2 and the disease caused by this new virus, including nothing about the genetic sequence, end quote. This statement is false. In the documents submitted to EMA by Moderna, for example, to receive authorizations, they submitted studies of their vaccines conducted prior to 2019. Actually, they submitted documents showing that they tested their vaccines since 2016. Also, Pfizer and BioNTech started the tests of their vaccines 3 days after the genetic sequence was made public. How is that possible? The first genetic sequence was made public on January 11th, 2020, and they started the tests on January 14th. Fourth, the report claims that the vaccines saved 250,000 lives. No scientific methodology was presented that was used to calculate that figure. At the same time, we see now that the countries with the highest vaccination rate have the highest mortality rate. The report is not covering this issue. Fifth, nothing was said about the abuse, by the abusive way in which the digital green certificate was used all across Europe. Sixth, the report is ignoring the fundamental rights of any human being to not be forced to be injected with a medical product. Such a medical decision must have been the sole result of a free and informed consent of that patient, not the political decision of a parliament or of some bureaucrats. In conclusion, this report proves that the clear disconnect between the EU institutions, including the European Parliament and the European citizens. This report must be heavily amended to provide answers to the questions that actually concern people of Europe, not to defend and cover the biggest corruption scandal in the history of the European Union that involved Ursula von der Leyen and the European Commission. Thank you.